Hey, what's going on, guys? Zeta here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to talk a little bit about For Honor, something a little bit different to my normal videos. It's going to be quite chilled and just me talking about what I think of the game currently and, you know, how I think and what I think the future of For Honor is, and the future of Ubisoft, the future of just everything, like what I think is going to happen by the time the end of the year 2021. So first and foremost, guys, yes, the year 2020 was an absolute nightmare. It was everything got hit. Literally everything got absolutely destroyed, and I am aware of this, which is why the data that I can go off of isn't exactly that accurate, because everything has been slowed down regardless of popularity. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about things that are definitely coming, 100% confirmed. Like, I know these things are coming and these things are going to be in the game forever. So firstly, we have Warden, Shigoki, Nobushi, and Peacekeeper Rework. Not too long ago, there was a testing ground event that was aimed at Peacekeeper, Shigoki, Warden, and Nobushi and their reworks, and like what the changes that are coming to those specific heroes. And the main thing that I noticed, the reoccurring theme that I noticed that kept reoccurring, was the fact that they said that they are changing these heroes to remove the frustration, keyword frustration, because these heroes are quite frustrating to deal with. So for example, you got Warden's backstep, shoulder bash, which you can just do on reaction, which the game isn't about reaction anymore, it's more about prediction and learning your opponent, which I'm still 50-50 about, but I understand it and I have accepted that that is the way the game is now and always will be from here on out. I can understand why they've done this. It's because people who don't want to really learn the game just rely on these mechanics to, in a sense, make it high reward and low risk. So yeah, and it's really bad for players like me and people who have spent time to learn the game and understand its mechanics and try to play it with a little bit of, well, genuine skill. Like you're trying to play the game properly. So I can understand why they're doing all of these changes. In my personal opinion, I don't agree with Nobushi's rework. I don't agree with her attacks being undodgeable. I don't know, it just feels like it's unneeded and it's going to be very, very hard to deal with. As her follow-up heavies track anyway, so I don't know if they really need to be undodgeable. I do agree with Peacekeeper, although Peacekeeper isn't really my type of character or my type of hero to play. I do agree that her rework is definitely needed. She needs more liable options to open up opponents, and it is very, very good that they have done this and they're addressing this as we speak, really. The next thing that we know is definitely coming, well, it's technically came already, but we'll just mention it because it's only recently happened, is some feats have been taken out of the game, i.e. they have removed revenge attacks. That was a pretty broken feat for most of the heroes. They've replaced it with a feat. I don't know the name of the feat, however, I do know that it makes it so where when you execute a player, it gives you more health depending on the length of the execution. Next, I've noticed that they've done some map reworks. Now, this is good. This is a lot bigger than you'd actually think, guys. Just a small thing like there being a small, like, tight corner where you can't get through can be the difference between holding a zone for, well, the longest period of time versus them taking the zone off you. So, for example, on some maps, there are spots where you can hold tight corridors. And I'm guilty of doing this myself. You can basically just keep the enemy out of the zone as long as you keep just dodging their attacks or like just trying to like hit them. And any guard break you get, you push them back towards the, well, back out of the zone. And you and your team are continuously healing while they're stuck in this little corridor. And it gets even worse when you start getting feats, because you can throw fire flasks, grenades, all sorts of things down there, which can really, really mess up the opponent. So I can see why they're doing map reworks to make the game a little bit more fair and enjoyable. So that is really, really good. Last but not least, they've added armor to where you can, well, more armors basically, and weapons and stuff, which is kind of cool, but that's like something they do every season, so that doesn't really say much. Now I'm going to start going over things that are likely to happen in the future of For Honor. Now, take this with a pinch of salt. This is just my opinion, and I'm doing this based off of what I've, well, noticed about the game so far from the past few seasons. So, yeah. First and foremost, balancing. I believe they are trying to make the game more balanced. They're trying to make it less frustrating to fight, less frustrating to play certain heroes, less frustrating to learn, so new players can get into the game as easy as the old players did. Now, there's a fine line between letting them get into the game and giving them a broken mechanic that they can just keep using and leaning on for the rest of their time playing, before they inevitably say that the game's too easy and then leave. I.e., in my personal opinion, I do not like Kensei and Griffin's dodge attack. I really don't like it. Like, I hate the fact that you can't guard break them out of it unless you're really, really quick. I hate the fact that it can dodge light attacks, basically. So if you throw a light, it will just fly around you and hit you with this heavy. I hate the fact that it counters heavy feint guard break. I hate the fact that the only counter to it really is either hyper armor or parrying the attack, which in my opinion is not the best for the game because it slows down the pace of combat and it makes it more and more frustrating to fight certain heroes. But that's just my personal opinion on that. Because I've seen a lot of players recently doing dodge attacks and nothing but dodge attacks. And the worst part is, right, if I'm playing a Peacekeeper, or let's say I'm playing someone like Highlander, for example, if they do a dodge attack and I parry it or crushing counter it, and they're really good at parrying and blocking, they can parry or block my follow-up light and then just basically do it again and again and again, and it's just not, I don't know, I just don't like it. And the fact that you can also follow it up with a light as well, it's just, yeah. I just think that there needs to be more of a punish for messing up that dodge attack, so players don't just lean on the fact that, oh, I can just dodge attack. That's just my opinion, though. Next, I would say that they are likely to, but probably not going to, but I'd like them to, remove reflex guards off assassins. Like, reflex guards have been in since day one, and a lot has changed, the game's changed, we've all moved forward, and with the CCU update, it's a lot harder to block, and predict attacks that are coming. So, I personally think that they should remove the reflex guard from all assassins, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, the big one, I think that's coming. I have reason to believe that they are going to be making a For Honor 2. Now, a lot of you are going to call me crazy. A lot of you are going to think that, oh, there's no way they're going to make a For Honor 2. But I have a massive, massive reason to think that they're definitely going to make one. But this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. So first things first, they've mentioned in the Warriors Den for Griffin, I believe it was, that this season is the last season. I've been talking to my friends about this, and they've said that this isn't the last season, this is the second to last season. But what I know for sure is that basically For Honor's coming towards the end of its rope. They're not going to be doing much more for it after either this season or next season. Now, this could mean a lot of things, guys. But the main three things it could mean is, number one, they're giving up on the game entirely. Number two, they're just simply running out of resources. Or number three, they've moved most of the resources to work on a second game, which from a business standpoint would make sense because you got to think about it. If they make For Honor 2, they could make it exclusively for the new consoles, exclusively, and obviously PC as well. But yeah, they would make a lot of money from it because people would think, "Oh, For Honor 2, I think I might give that a go," because obviously, I know some people would say, "Oh, I had a bad experience with For Honor 1," but I also know a lot of people that said that if there was a For Honor 2, they would probably get it to give it a try. So that's would be a really good business standpoint if they were to make a For Honor 2. The other reason I have reason to believe that they're going to make For Honor 2 is because they are holding, right now as we speak, the Dominion series, the tournament, the ranked tournament for Dominion. I'm not sure if the winner was declared today, but I know that the tournament's still going on, and it would not make sense for them to make a tournament for a game that they are going to abandon. It just doesn't make sense. So I personally think that they are going to make a For Honor 2. Alright, so that's the things that are, well, going to happen. The first one was going to happen. The second one is likely to happen. And now this third one are things that I think, well, I want to happen, basically. I want to happen, but are probably not going to happen. Alright, number one. I'd have to say that I want the feats to be reworked, because feats are pretty broken right now in For Honor. They can make a massive difference in the fight, and yeah, it's just, I don't know, I just think Feats deserve a little bit of a rework and a little bit of love, because they are from basically back when the game was first released, so they're a little bit outdated anyway. And yeah, so for example, Kensei has two starter feats what you can get. Three in total. There's 3 starter feats in total, but there are 2 what I've looked at what just look the same. His first one is where he has faster stamina recovery, so where his stamina recovers twice as fast. And the other one is where he runs when he's out of stamina. Now tell me, why would you want to have a feat where you run out of stamina over a feat what gives you your stamina back? Doesn't make sense. Stuff like that doesn't make sense. So what they need to do is make feats that don't contradict each other and give the characters a bit more love that they deserve. But that's just my opinion, and that's just something that I want to happen, so bear that in mind. Next, I would love to see a map creation mode. Guys, think about it. Think about how cool it would be if you could make your own maps and like put them in your a game mode where you can like publish them, and if they get enough upvotes, you can play. The people will play your map. It would be really good for the community. It would be really good for the game. It would also be really good for the devs as well, because like they think, oh wow, people are making their own maps, which means that it would also influence a whole new variety of player to the game. So that's why I think they should do a map creation mode. Last but not least, I would really, really, really love them to make a free-for-all mode. So like where you can do 8 players and it's basically every man for himself, which I think would be absolutely amazing. And yes, I know, I don't know how it would work, but like externals it would be external city in a free-for-all. But if you learn how to dodge externals, then you can play free-for-all pretty easily. So I really think that they should make a free-for-all. And that is the last thing that I would really like to see. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be getting back to my normal duels for next video. But for this video, it's just a little talk about the future of For Honor in 2021. Hope you guys stay safe. Thanks for watching. Peace out.